It's a great start to the week for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs as they land one of the top offensive line prospects in the state of Georgia. I'm talking about four-star Dontrell Glover out of Langston Hughes in Atlanta, a big, physical, tough lineman who has really had a brilliant career so far for Langston Hughes. He was the left tackle for one of the best offenses I have ever seen in Georgia football history, probably one of the best offenses anyone has ever seen in the state of Georgia. Former Alabama commitment, chose Georgia today over Tennessee and South Carolina. If you're on Dog Post, this was expected. If you're familiar with my work, this is a young man that I've been talking about for a while. He is Georgia's second commitment on the offensive line, joining four-star Mason Short, another former Alabama commitment from the state of Georgia. So this is a big deal for a lot of reasons. Now, he's not going to have 5 stars next to his name, and he doesn't bring ideal height or length, right? He's just 6'3", 300 pounds. But this guy is dependable. And this is really all you need to know as I try to stumble through my words. When he was a sophomore playing for that just amazing Langston Hughes team, they had Bo Hughley at right tackle. Bo Hughley was 2 years older than Dontrell Glover, and Bo Hughley now plays for Georgia. So they put the senior who's headed to Georgia at right tackle because they knew Dontrell Glover, who again doesn't bring ideal length. They said, this guy is so good and so dependable, we're going to put the young sophomore at left tackle, and he was outstanding. He's a mauler in the run game. He's dependable against the pass. He doesn't look like he's 300 pounds when he's shuffling and handling those speed guys off the edge, but plays with good leverage, has a strong base. He's got a big old behind, right? He's thick, he's got big hips, he's got a strong lower body, and when he latches onto a defender, it's over. He is driving you backwards and putting you into the ground. He opens up run lanes. He's, again, he protected the blind side of Aaron Noland, who's now at Ohio State, but this is a really good player. But when you look at his ranking, I don't think a lot of Georgia fans are going to be like, oh, where are the stars, right? I think he is a 4-star for most outlets, but he's the number 22 interior offensive lineman in the country. Again, plays left tackle, probably going to move inside. Actually, I probably know he's going to move inside at Georgia. Number 35 prospect in Georgia, that's incredibly respectable. Number 304 across the country. And I know Georgia fans are used to the 5-star offensive lineman, the 4-star, but you got to remember, he is a 4-star on some outlets, and so is Mason Short. But they signed 6 offensive linemen in the 24 cycle. And all those guys are big, massive, a lot of potential, right? So when you sign 6, there aren't going to be a lot of offensive linemen in the following class excited to jump on board, especially if you're a big name guy. It doesn't look like they're going to land David Sanders right now. Probably headed to Ohio State. I think Tennessee still feels good about where they sit. But it looks like Georgia is in the 3rd spot right now. They're not going to get Josh Petty out of Roswell, nearby kid. He's a 5-star tackle. So, again, those are tackles, and Georgia signed a lot of really good tackles in the last recruiting cycle. So they're trying to get some interior guys, some guards, and still make room for some tackles down the road. But this is a young man who is solid. He's dependable. And when Langston Hughes was building their incredible offense, they put him as a sophomore at left tackle. And again, I'm not blaming NIL. I'm not making excuses for Stacy Searles and the Dogs. I think they're still going to sign a really good offensive line class. It may just not be as good a class as Georgia fans expect or come to see on a yearly basis. And that's fine. And I have no problem saying that NIL definitely comes into play when we're talking about offensive linemen, all right? They know that it takes really good offensive linemen to win championships. And these guys are seeing what some of the receivers are bringing in. Obviously, the quarterbacks are the quarterbacks, but the running backs, some of these tight ends are making some quality NIL money. So, yeah, when you're looking for a big out-of-state guy in particular who's coming to visit Georgia, and they say, hey, you're Georgia, you're winning championships, you know, what can I get out of here, right? I know y'all got some NIL funds to maybe offer, right? So they spent some good NIL money across the board in the last class, but on the offensive line in general, I mean, they had to meet, you know, some needs for some of those out-of-state offensive linemen who said, hey, this is what I'm looking for as far as NIL. So there are only so many funds, right? And I'm not saying Dontrell Glover had a specific number or anything like that, but he's a good player. And I'm not trying to discredit. I'm just trying to explain why maybe he's not a 5, a 4-star, but while he is a really good player, he's got a lot of experience, and he's only going to be better as a senior. I mean, the dude dominated as a sophomore, was very good again last year as a junior. He's going to crush kids this year. And again, he's strong. He knows what he's doing. He's technically sound. He's got good footwork. Depending on the defensive front, he can attack that edge defender and then go find a linebacker. And he's athletic enough to go get him, latch on, and then bury that linebacker into the ground. If a play doesn't go as expected and he's looking for someone to block, he can turn around, find someone, and go get them and bury them. So he's a pancake machine in the run game. He's a promising pass protector. He's dependable. Just like collegebronze.com. If you're looking for a Bulldog statue, the season's going to be here. This is it. This is it right here. It's the best gift. It's the best gift for yourself, for your home. Look at this bad boy. 35 pounds of stone. You're not going to find anything like it on the market. This is the #1 Bulldog statue out there. He's going to be another part of your family. You get a discount today. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information is in the description below in this video. Don't miss out, okay? Everyone's going to get one late July, early August before the season. Get yours today so you don't have to wait. Put them by the pool, your office, your front porch. If you got a Bama fan living next door, Tennessee fan, Florida fan, you want to trigger your neighbors during football season, have them drive through your house, by your house with this guy on the front porch. It'll ruin their day. Trust me, it's beautiful. Get yours today. But like I said on Dog Post, this could be the first of many commitments that Georgia gets this week. A lot of guys are coming off the board. Official visit season's basically over for the summer, right? All these guys took official visits these first few weekends in June. Dontrell Glover took one to Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina. He said, you know what? I've got a chance to jump on board, play for Stacey Searles and the Dogs. I'm gonna jump at that. And there are a lot of players who are trending Georgia's way right now. Again, Dog Post members are not surprised by this. I told them that normally July is more commitment season than June, but this has been a massive month of June for Georgia. I told y'all commitments were coming, and they're probably gonna get more. I expect them to get more before the month is over. Some really big time targets, some major prospects, some of the best prospects in the country, I think are very close or could be already silently committed to Georgia. I've been writing about this over on the website. I've tried to subtly mention it to y'all here on YouTube, but Dontrell Glover is a guy that I've liked Georgia's chances for a while. They've always liked him, and they were a little surprised when he committed to Alabama early. They were saying, oh, what happened there? We thought we were in a good spot. He opened things up, and they said, you know what, we're not going to miss on this kid again. Same with Mason Short. In-state guys that they like, who can play on the interior, who are tough, physical, know how to work, love to practice, love the game. They have that mentality that Georgia looks for in an offensive lineman. They get the job done, and they want to get better. Dontrell Glover is going to keep getting better, and whoever they sign in this class, they're not going to play early. If you want to play offensive line at Georgia, you got to wait your turn. You got to beat some really talented guys in front of you. They're not in a position to where they can throw freshmen and sophomores into the starting lineup unless you are truly elite. Truly elite. We saw Ernest Green take over the starting left tackle job as a sophomore, and he'll be back. But I think Tate Ratledge played some as a freshman, but you don't see it often. They want to build depth and have those guys earn it later in their career. So I'm not saying Dontrell Glover is going to come out and play early in 2025, but he's only going to get better. So when it is time for him to step up and earn a starting job, he's got the ability to do that. And I think he's an excellent guard because of the way he moves, his footwork, his lower body strength. He can open up running lanes. There's no doubt about that. So he's a mauler, and he's got that physical nature. He's aggressive. And he's going to hit you with authority. And he knows what he's doing. He's a smart kid, kind of big, muscular shoulders on him. And I mean, he's all muscle, man. There's no doubt about it. Or he's got a lot of muscle, right? He still has to transform his body into the guy that they want him to be. And so does everyone at the high school level. But again, he doesn't have 5 stars next to his name, but he is a really good player and someone they've had their eye on for a while. Now he's on the commit list, just like Dog Post members expected, and more good news could be coming their way very, very soon. We want to see you over on the website so you have all the details, you have all the scoop. That's where it is. Thanks for watching this video. Big time commitment today, 4-star. Dontrell Glover, one of the top offensive line prospects in the state, choosing Georgia over Tennessee and South Carolina. Big gift for Stacey Searles and the Dogs. You can read more about him over on Dog Post. So I'll see you over there.